Let's go. Hi, everybody. Well, no doubt there'll be a lot of people watching this. So, hi, miss. Anybody else watches this? What are you doing here? All right. Today we'll be doing a TED Talk about what is machine learning and a little bit of why it's the future, why is it so important. So to first understand what machine learning is, we have to understand what is a program. A program is basically an algorithm, an electric-based algorithm, computer-based algorithm, what I mean to say. What is an algorithm? An algorithm is basically an if-then-that statement, an input and output. If I give you 1, then you do a processing plus 1, that you give me 2. 1 plus 1 equals 2. That's basically what an algorithm is. And a program is just an algorithm, but like electronically on a computer. So let's say for example, I want a graph that when I go, the graph is going up in the timeline, it's green, but when it's going down, it's red. So I give you inputs, the points on the graph, and I give you processing. I also give you the timeline, and I give you when the points on the timeline are in an upwards, are going in an upward manner. You put the graph green, and when they're going down, you put them red, just like this. So a lot of smart humans can make a lot of programs for a lot of people that we can comprehend. Let's say I want to show to the display to my screen. A lot of smart guy can make pixels and red and green values, and they can show it on the screen. I may not comprehend it, but like someone does. But there are problems, some things that we want to do that we just can't either comprehend substantially or explain in computer language how to do it. So we have to explain to the computer how to do something like, I don't know, how to drive a car. How do you explain in if then that statement, how to drive a car, to a computer? It's really hard. One might say it's impossible. So what do you do then when you have a really complicated problem? This is where machine learning comes in. Machine learning is when it's when you can't comprehend a problem. So let's say you want to show like a self-driving car, or you want to show somebody show someone you might like, or a video you might want to see. How do you know that? You might, like, for every single person that uses your app, that's basically impossible. You can have every person behind the screen looking at what everybody else does. So what you do, and this is a more simple way that they make programs, is you have to make 3 kinds of programs themselves that make a bigger program. So first you make a builder. This is, in simpler terms, a program that just creates program. Semi-randomly, you might change some parameters, but it just creates programs that might understand how to drive a car. Then you create a teacher program. The teacher doesn't really teach; it just tests. It tests whether in a simulation for a self-driving car, or just with simple questions for videos or stuff like that, is whether they are like in a self-driving car example, whether they crash or they don't. It just tests that for every program the builder makes. The builder makes a lot of programs, and the teachers test a lot of programs. And then you have what I like to call the terminator, that kills every program that isn't that is below 50% successful. Oh, not 50%. You can change the parameters, but it kills every it lets survive. Let's say that the 20% best programs. The other 80% are discarded or cold, and the builder program then repeats the cycle here, where They take the 20% of the programs, or less or more, depending on what you want to do, and alterates them so they become better at what you want them to do. That's like the self-driving car. If they crash less, you test them again, and then you call the bad programs, and you keep the 20% good programs, and you do it again, and you do this again until you have a program that can that can drive a car safely. Well, safely enough, better than humans. So, and then you have it. But you, as a programmer, you don't really understand how does it work. You only know how to build a builder, a tester, and a color, but you don't really understand how the AI, the bot, is doing is driving the car. You just understand that it does, and you're happy with it. You get a smart program that you may not understand how it does it, but it does it the same, so it doesn't matter. So that's what a program is. It's a program made by other programs that you may not understand how to make or how it works, but you understand that it does, and it does the job that you set out to do. So the future. Why is it so important to have machine learning AI? So, like for example, the self-driving car and the social media, it's for problems that are for us almost impossible to make. But there are also other problems that we may make, but we're not as I say, efficient. Let's say in a factory, we want to have less CO2 or less emissions. So, but like a single person or a group of persons can have a hard time determining what factors in a huge assembly make the most have the most impact on the environment. So you can just give an AI a simulation of your industry, and it can determine what are the best things that you can do to improve it. Another fact for the environment is that we may speculate, and I'm saying this with big words, why the environment is getting hotter and hotter, but we don't have specific reasons, and more so, we don't have specific solutions. But, and I think it's possible, and the people that are really smart about it think it's possible, think that if we can build an AI that's strong enough, it can give us solutions long term, and something that we can actually follow step-by-step procedure on how to better not just our environment, but whatever problem that we may find. All right. That's it for my TED Talk. Thank you, Miss, for the session.